Okay, everybody, here we go. Wow, this place. Okay, so first of all, let me just say I just got home from church. Church is outside, so I'm still a little cold. But wow, one of the things I've been really struggling with is coming to someplace new and being alone is the lack of touch, that personal communication. So, and all my girls know, and the guys that I work with too, the NPs and that, they know, when I come into the office, it's this big, it's a party, probably because I make it a party. But like, as soon as I walk in the door, I mean, my registration girls, the first thing I do, I'm like, good morning. And we hug and we catch up. And then I go towards the back and my nurses and my medical assistants, I'm like, give me some sugar. And, we hug and my providers that I work with, some amazing NPs and PAs. I'm like, bring it in. And in the docs too. I can't forget Dr. Burkheisen. So one of the things that's really been a transition for me is that lack of touch and hug, and that truly fills my cup, which I think in turn allows me to fill others' cups emotionally, educationally, medically, spiritually. My absence the last couple of weeks was me transitioning into that decreased sensation that I'm used to. So I have been praying about it a lot. And last Tuesday morning when we had our 6 a.m. Bible study, I don't know anybody. Nobody knows me. But when we concluded the Bible study, I think there was like 4 or 5 people still lingering a little bit. But I had to go because I had to get to the clinic to open it up and pick up my partner. But I just was kind of a rebel, and I said, I don't know if anybody's a hugger here, but I could use a hug. And sometimes it's hard to say that. But I'm so glad I did, because I got 5. And I think one of them probably wasn't really a hugger, but they were gracious enough to give me that hug. And I think that allowed me to sail through my week, starting blood draws again, and asking for prayer in that those skills that I once was strong at, that I could excel in them again. And I felt like I did. But, with every blessing, there's also education to be learned. So last week, I full week, seeing lots of patients, all kinds of different stuff and things. And for my people at home, they know how much of a geriatric lover I am. So, the older population is truly where my heart and soul lives. I just worship these people that have knowledge and have been around for a long time and have learned through life. And they talk about Mary and Martha, and I'm definitely a Mary when it comes to sitting at their feet and learning and listening and getting as much as I can from them. And then, when I moved here, one of the largest shocking things for me was I didn't think to prepare for, is that this is such a young community. I mean, everybody's young. There's 1,000 children even though the population's less than 200. It looks like there's 1,000 children. When I'm in my clinic at home, I'll hear like a little infant or a baby crying, and I'll lean over to my partner and I'll be like, "Did you hear that?" And they'll say, "What?" I'm like, "I think that baby's calling your name." Yeah, that's you. They didn't want me. But then, they're always like, "Bernadette, that one was born in 1930. That's your patient, and I'm happy to take them," right? So now I'm transitioning back into the pediatric population, and so many young people, I don't know, it looks like they're all pregnant. I don't know. They're not. But I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, this is well baby visit after well baby visit after vaccination after stick that poor little baby in the thigh again. Ah. Yeah. So there's a lot of nerves that go along with that. But so last week, just being head over heels with patients and babies and getting back into those skill sets. I'm always reminded that with whatever knowledge base you have, you got to strengthen it and build it again. And we actually had a pediatric patient come in that was febrile, and man, I looked this kid over up one side and down the other and could not find a source for the fever. And of course the fever worsened, and I had to reach out to the emergency medical center in Anchorage to consult with one of the medical doctors there. And they were absolutely gracious and kind with their time and their education. And they were like, "Yeah, we've got to medevac that kid in. We got to get that kid back here to Anchorage, where there's an emergency room and the capability of full workup." So, kids, people, when they come in sick, I just don't have a lot of on-hands capabilities. For instance, like, you see these kids come in and they're just pouring fluids out of every orifice. And, we instantly think about RSV, which is very common in the little people, and it can be very scary because their airways are very small. But for me to check for RSV back home, my medical assistants would run in the room, get a little swab. We check for influenza, COVID, RSV, like that. Well, here I can check for those things, but I have to put them in a little container, put them in a package, take them over to the airport, and then fly them to Anchorage and wait for those results to come back. So in the meantime, we try the best treatment possible and then tweak it as needed. So needless to say, that one pediatric patient I had that was febrile, I had some guidance with the ER docs in Anchorage, and we checked a urine on the baby and found out that was the source of the fever, which I was a little disappointed in myself that I didn't think about that. And I beat myself up a little bit over that. But then I had to remind myself that the baby is where it's supposed to be now, and the baby's doing well. And it just gave me that forward motion of, okay, we got to retrain your brain burn. You're not a geriatric nurse practitioner now. Your homie next to you can't take the ped patient. It's going to be you. So it's just been challenging getting used to my new norm. It's been challenging getting used to my new patient population. But, when I initially started this conversation, we talked about how, that touch, that need for a hug for me is what, ultimately fills my soul. And I've been praying about it a lot. And last night, the town actually had this concert where they had a Christian band came in, and they had refreshments and stuff for the community, and they had games like cornhole, and there was a few other games. I'm not really sure what it was about, but I got invited to play this one with Frisbee, and it looked like maybe a portion of a smaller 55-gallon drum, but more thin, like probably 18 inches around, and it had a little slot on the front of it. So the goal with the Frisbee was if you could throw it into the slot, you got 3 points. If your partner on the other side was able to smack it in, you got 2 points. Or if you could even just tap the little drum, you got a point. So one of the pastors invited me to play, and I thought, oh Lord, I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't even play Frisbee. I said, so am I going to be your partner? Because whoever's getting me, they're getting the short end of the stick. But needless to say, they paired me up with another girl, and I just told her right off the bat, I said, look, I'm really sorry. You got me. I don't know if I'm any good at this. But needless to say, we played this game, and somehow we won. Woo! I was so excited. Because you don't want to be that girl, right? But so we had that, and then we had this great Christian concert, and I was able to capture a couple of hugs. And then this morning, when I went to church, that was really my goal, was to just be okay in this space and learn to receive that love, maybe by another means. I'm not really sure what that means, but, just be okay with people smiling or saying hi. But I was so thankful. The pastor of the church who led the Bible study, he found me right away before church started, and he asked how my week went, because they were praying for me, for my skill sets and just that need for a hug. And he gave me a great big old hug off the bat. And I met some people that are in Port Allsworth. I think they're here more on like a fishing trip. Oh, some beautiful, beautiful women and their husbands. But I got to talking to them after church, and they were really kind of in awe a bit of my rebellion to just walk away from everything and take this leap of faith and do this mission. And I think in my heart, I think it is that. But they both offered me a hug. It was so priceless, and I didn't want to be moved to tears. But after they both hugged me, I told them, I said, I had this prayer in my heart that I could get that. And I said, I just want to let you know that I think that prayer, that hug, was more a gift from God, that you gave it to me. And I needed it, and thank you. And then one of them offered to follow me on Facebook and kind of follow my journey. So, this community is so freaking beautiful. The pastor's sermon today, it hit on a bunch of different points, but the one that really spoke to me was, walking in this faith with God and walking in the flesh of God versus walking in the faith of God. And definitely moved me to tears today. But it's all coming together. I feel like this is still where I'm supposed to be, and it's all gonna be okay. Yeah. Yesterday I got one of my call phone went off. My new BFF. So after hours, we're always available to the community and the other 2 villages that we service. And I got a call from a young man here in the community. And everybody's getting to know me. So he actually called my personal cell phone because somebody had that. They're like, hey, because he'd split his hand open, chainsaw, but he calls. He goes, "Are you the clinic lady?" I said, "I am that girl." So, and he had said that, he'd cut his hand open and he could see everything on the inside. And I said, "We'll just go straight to the clinic." He goes, "Oh, I'd really like that." So we met over there. The funny thing is, he cut his hand somewhere else and then he flew to Port Allsworth. And then I got the honor of sewing this young man up. Cute as a button. Oh, so sweet, so respectful. You can tell his mama raised him well. But then, that's my element. I like to sew. I can't darn a sock to save my life, but I sure do like to sew skin. But, it's those moments that fill my heart and keep me moving forward. And then I got to meet his mama last night. Yeah. This place is pretty amazing. So I'm going to try to post one more time today. I'm going to, which every Sunday I go to at 4 o'clock, is Samaritan's Purse. Operation Heal Our Patriots. OHOP. Operation Heal Our Patriots. So 10 more veterans are coming in on 2 separate flights. And you're going to see how amazing this community is and in welcoming them and bringing that peace and comfort back into these men and women's lives. I'm telling you, it's going to be a big deal. You're going to like it because I know I do. Especially with my daddy being in Korea and being a Korean vet and knowing how these veterans struggle. It's going to be awesome. So I just want to report, this girl's probably got at least 10 or 12 hugs in this week. Feeling pretty good about it. I love you all. Thank you so much for your support. Y'all mean the world to me. I'm thankful for you.